Now this one's Kismet Yellow, and they have this priced at $11.84 in a Monrovia pot. That's a pretty good deal. Now here is the Sombrero Salsa Red. This one gets a little taller. This is a 24 by 24, right? So 2 by 2, 2 foot by 2 foot. I love red Echinacea because it's not something that we see very often, and it really makes a big impact, especially when you have it with those other colored Echinacea. It really stands out. You know, those more standard colors that we see in Echinacea, this really pops. If you're doing a strictly Echinacea area, like maybe a drier spot in your landscape that you have a hard time keeping stuff going in, Echinacea would be a good way to kind of fill that space, kind of a fire and forget area. This would be kind of like your middle tier, right? So this would be the 24 by 24s, and you could step forward with maybe something from the Kismet series that would get a little smaller, and then just kind of tier your way up. Wow, that would be gorgeous. This is called Moab Sunset, and this is a very orange colored Echinacea, which I really like. And it's got a different type of petal. So the flower is a little bit more on the unique side because it has some fringe that surrounds that cone in the center. Now this one's not gonna get as big as, say, the one we just talked about, which is the Sombrero Red Salsa. This is kind of gonna be in between the Kismet Yellow at about 18 inches. It's really important when you're planning out your Echinacea that you don't just think all Echinacea are going to get, you know, the same size. I've ran into that quite frequently, especially when I start getting pups and seedlings start popping up and I'm transplanting them into other areas. A lot of the times the smaller varieties will get put in the back and they just kind of get lost. It frustrates me a little bit because I should do better about marking things. In my defense, those seedlings, you just see an Echinacea come up and you're like, oh, I don't want you there, I'm gonna transplant you, and then it's a smaller variety. For the most part, I walk around the garden enough, I get to enjoy the ones that maybe are kind of in the back a little bit, not as tall as everything else, but I do get to enjoy them. Just keep that in mind. It's good to know how tall your Echinacea gets